Hey, this is Don the Idea Guy with the latest episode of the Big Yellow Sticky podcast. This podcast is sort of the DVD extras director's commentary track for all the content that I post at bigyellowsticky.com, where for the last 4+ years, 2019 is the start of the 5th year, but for the past 4+ years, I've been posting a daily sticky note, a 3x3 yellow sticky note on the website and sharing it in social media, where on that note is written a thought of the day, a motivational or inspirational thought, perhaps a minor rant or two, written on it in Sharpie by my own hand. I've been posting those for a while now and have been getting great feedback from listeners like you. And the primary question has been, hey, what was going on in your life when you posted that? Because I read that and, man, it really struck home. It was the right message at the right time. So I'm grateful for that coincidence. I think that's awesome. These started out for the first entire year. It was pretty much just notes to myself. So when I heard that kind of feedback from the people following the website, I thought that this year might be a neat time to kind of add some additional thoughts behind the posts, because there's only so much space on those 3x3 sticky notes where I can work in some text. So this is episode 16. I've been doing this since the beginning of the year, and we're 16 days in. So today's episode for January 16th, 2019 is titled Worry Work. And the text on the sticky reads, "You are spending too much time worrying about your project and not enough time working on it." You are spending too much time worrying about your project and not enough time working on it. You know, most of the anxiety you experience regarding projects you're involved with comes from imaginary and unfounded distress about what happens after it's out in the world, and not from any of the actual labor you're putting into it. Certainly, there is stress from looming deadlines, personality conflicts with project team members, and maybe an overbearing boss. You know, I know I've been there. But the bulk of your internal angst and self-imposed suffering is all a product of your wild imagination and not your productivity. Fear of rejection, the need to be validated, and self-doubt about the decisions you've made over the course of the project development keep poking at the back of your brain with those little office push pins in an attempt to get you to delay, procrastinate, overanalyze, and overthink everything about the project. These doubting demons take the vaguest insecurities and magnify them 1,000-fold, because if you quit, they win. If they win, your ideas never break through into the plane of reality, and those wee worry wraiths can feed off the imagined failure and the very real instance of you not following through on executing the project in your subconscious for the rest of your life. So how do you overcome the overanalyzing and overthinking? You get over it. Stop paying attention to fictional worst-case scenarios and use the same imagination to envision the best results possible. It goes to reason. If the absolute worst can happen, isn't there just as equal odds that the best-case scenario can happen? I'd argue that you have even better odds of a positive outcome because of the pre-planning that went into the project from the start. If you really want to cover all your bases, take all those negative scenarios picking at your brain and come up with ways to negate them from the beginning by building the solution into the project. But don't go overboard. You don't want to expand the scope of your project beyond your ability to complete it within a reasonable time or a reasonable budget. The bottom line is, spend a greater amount of time putting in the work to complete your project than you spend on stressing out about its outcome. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Big Yellow Sticky podcast. If you'd like to receive a free daily alert of the new content that's posted there, you can go to bigyellowsticky.com and click on the link that says Get Sticky. If you enter your email address there, every day when a new post goes live, you're going to receive an email sent directly to your inbox that contains an image of the graphic that was posted, as well as a link to the most recent podcast behind-the-scenes episode, just like the one you're listening to now. If you want to know more about me, visit dontheideaguy.com. Check out the latest projects I'm working on. I post articles there all the time. And there's also a free email list there that you can sign up for. It's not daily. I promise not to bug you that often. But if you do sign up, you will receive the occasional idea from me, perhaps a interesting link or two that might spark some creative ideas of your own. Thanks for tuning in today, and I will talk to you tomorrow.